Hey everybody, it's Sunday, March 8th. It's about 62 degrees out here today. Come up because I want to check on my bucket feeders. Put some 1-to-1 sugar syrup on them here it was probably last Tuesday, I believe it was. Tuesday or Wednesday. Since it's been warm for a few days, I figured to let them suck that down. Give them like a fake nectar flow kind of thing going on. Just a little update. We've got trees with buds. Behind you here we've got actually red maples. I'll try to get a better picture of those for you, but right here behind you is red maples, and they are very, very red. We've got some brush and briar bushes and stuff that are starting to turn a little bit green, which is cool. Spring is right around the corner. We're almost there. The bees are all looking good. I've got one hive back here that I need to make sure the queen's laying, because there's just not as many bees in the top of that hive as the rest of the hives. So I'm going to go through real quick today. We are going to fire the smoker up, get a little bit of smoke going. Not going to tear these all the way apart because it is supposed to get cool again, but tomorrow's supposed to be a little warm, and next few days really supposed to be a little warm, so anything I break loose they'll be able to put back together. I'm going to go through and probably pull just a couple frames out of the top of each one of these, pull them up, look at them, just to make sure that our queen is laying in each one of our hives. Okay, so if we got a hive that's not laying anything, then I'll probably have to evaluate that. And at this time of the year, there's not going to be any drones to actually make a queen yet, so we'll probably just have to tear it down and distribute the comb about, maybe put some in some nukes to get ready for spring splits. So all right, I'm going to take you over there so you can get a good look at what they're doing right now, because it's pretty cool. Tons and tons of pollen, kind of like an off greenish color. So I'll throw the other lens on here so I can get a little bit closer to them for you, and we'll go take a look. Well, probably should have had my suit on over there trying to get a couple of little pictures. One of them got me right there on the forehead. Whoa. One of them tried to get me on the neck. A little bit of a breeze today. Apparently they're not too happy about being outside here in the little breeze. So get my suit on first, then I'm going to show you how we light our smoker. Then we're going to get back over here and see what we're doing. All right. let's pop the lid on this. Okay. All right. See if I can get you a little bit closer. So you can really see what I'm doing here. Okay. A little smoke. Now the pollen patties are gone. Paper and all, believe it or not. Bees use their little mandibles. Once they eat all that, they go ahead and get rid of it. So they get rid of the paper and all. Now these ones were a little bit feisty the other day when I was messing with their bucket feeder. Look at that. See the pollen on that, girl? Okay. We're not going to get too crazy. We start here on the end is where I like to start usually, if I can. Woo. Alright, now we'll start sliding these over. We've still got a frame of honey there. There's a frame of honey there. We've got pollen. You can see they still have honey. Okay. Looks pretty darn good. They've got some, what you see in there is shiny. That's going to be some of the syrup I give them the other day. Yeah. Slide that back over. It's a little cool out today, so I don't want to leave them out for real long. Okay, again, we're just doing a quick yeah, they've still got plenty. Oh, they are, look at that. That's heavy. They're packed full of, pollen, which is good. There were some eggs on that frame, which is really good. I'm suspecting we're going to get close to the queen here pretty soon. Oh, and I can see something good down in there already. Here we go. First look at this queen. Well, you see anything on that side? Does it look good? Oh! Well, would you look at that? Well, I'd say that's pretty respectable for beginning of March, huh? There's a little bit on the back, and we've got larvae, we've got eggs and larvae. Oh, we've got beetles, we've got hatching brood, which is cool. We've got beetles. I'm gonna have to get my beetle traps going. We're being very gentle because last year at this time, I think I might have rolled a queen or two. Oh, we've got tons of larvae. Larvae, you want to say it? See anything good on your side? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm seeing plenty of eggs, so I know we have a queen. Don't really care where she's at, because she is doing wonderful. Look at that. I can say I am completely satisfied with what I'm seeing. Some more smoke here. Okay. Whew. They don't need any more pollen, I can tell you that. I do not need to feed them any pollen patties. They have plenty of honey in there. Plenty of honey. Absolutely plenty. Okay. We're going to slide everything back over. Did not see the queen, which I'm not really concerned with. Yeah, okay. Let's put this back in here. Okay. You know, really, they don't have that glued down hardly at all. Let me back you up a little bit here. Okay. heavy. Now I'm not going to look in the bottoms of all these. I save all this burr comb. I throw it in my crock pot. Whew. There we go. Uh-oh. Broke a frame. See that? Split that frame. What they have. Plenty of honey in the bottom of this. Yeah, they've thrown some nectar in there too. Well, sugar syrup, I should say. Maybe some water. Nothing much really to see down in there. You can see they're putting pollen down there. Well, that bottom box is really, it's got plenty of room. It's got, there's a pollen frame. There's a pollen frame. There's a honey frame. That's an empty frame. We're going to do something here, folks, against my better judgment. I did it last year. I just don't exactly remember when I did it. It's okay. frames more towards the center. And our broken frame, put on the end, edge. Yeah. Scrape some of this propolis off. Now, I'm going to go against what I said I was not going to do yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just because she does not have much room left in the top of this hive. Paper. Now, I'm not going to clean this off yet because I don't know where exactly she is. She should be up here. Now, what I just did was I reversed those boxes. Because bees like to move up. Oop. I don't really need that sugar, but that's okay. Now what that's going to do is their heat's going to rise up to the top. I don't know if you can see me here. Their heat is going to rise to the top of this box and soften that honey and the wax that's in the top box. I took the shim off. We really don't need it anymore. We got some 40-degree days and nights coming, but that's okay. There's plenty of 60s in between. They don't need that upper entrance anymore for getting out all that really cold all that really cold moist air. So their heat's going to come up. It's going to soften everything so they can eat it better, easier. And the queen likes to work her way from the bottom to the top. So what we did was we gave her all this room to lay. So hopefully she'll come up in there and she will lay and have more baby bees. And as those bees hatch out in the bottom, everybody's going to slowly move up. Hopefully move up into this box, get it full, and hey, soon enough we'll be putting a honey super on here and getting some honey off of it. So yeah. Alright, I'm going to reset you up so you can see what I'm going to do in this next hive. She definitely needed reversed. We'll see what the rest of these need, and we'll go from there. Alright, a little bit of smoke in the front, a little bit of smoke in the hole up here. Take this feeder off. Still has a little bit of syrup in that one. that shim anymore. Get rid of this paper. Check it out. You see that? The little mandibles gnawed on the edges of that paper. Kind of neat. Boy, it's a beautiful day out. Couldn't really ask for a better day. Like I said, it's a little over 60 degrees. People say, oh, it's too cold to be messing with your bees. Let me tell you what, I've had these lids off in 30-degree weather. They don't care. As long as you're not pulling the brood out. Okay. Let's get this edge frame out of here. Okay. We have some honey. I'm not going to pull all this honey out, but we do have honey. We're going to pull this frame. Give it a quick look. Now I'm looking for eggs. We have plenty of pollen. Not really looking for the queen. She's probably hiding down in there somewhere. I am looking for eggs. If I don't see eggs, that's okay. Just to say that she's just not doing much yet. Oh, not to get you too excited, but I think I see capped brood. Now she's still got a good bit of room up here in the top to lay. There it is. Oh, tons of capped brood. Tons of larvae. And I got eggs. I have eggs. Do a quick little scan. Nice bright white. Well, she's laid this whole frame up. Okay. There you go. Like I said, I didn't see her, but I'm not really looking for her. Being gentle the way I'm working. Yeah, I got larvae. And I've got eggs. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. This next frame. Well, these bees are very calm. Oh, yeah, she's got that all laid up with eggs. Those are all fresh eggs. And honestly, I wouldn't doubt if she wasn't on here somewhere on this frame. What we got on this side? We don't have any eggs on this side. She might just not got to it yet. Oh, hey, there's our queen. Ooh, she's big. She is a big one. Yeah. Hot dog. Okay, we know where she is. Carefully. She still has room in the top. Carefully. Okay. She still has room in the top to lay. I'm just going to let her do her thing. I am not going to reverse these boxes yet on this one because she still has room to work. Shove everything back together nice and tight. Throw this frame back down in here. I'll tell you what I would like. What do they got on this frame here? Not much of anything. They've got some honey on that one. Yeah. We won't manipulate these too much. Let them go for now. Cool, we got to see a queen today. Alright. They're very gentle. Very nice. I like that. I like that a lot. A little brick. I need to get some more bricks. Hold these down. That'll hold that. Okay. All right, box number 3. You've still got some syrup. I got you where you can see really good on this one. Now this hive, remember, this is just a single deep with a honey super on top. A little smoke. Okay. Okay. I'm going to start from this side. This one. Now remember, this is a honey super. And yes, this is honey. Okay, I left it from last year. Honey, 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 they have an even. They haven't even touched it. Yeah, okay. hard to see with that white foundation, but there's larvae in there. Yeah, we got capped brood, honey, we've got pollen, capped brood on this side, just a little bit. Okay. There's not a whole lot of room for her to lay up here in this top box. Yeah, there's room for her in here. Now, there's still tons of honey in here, but now this being a single deep, I'm not even going to go any further in here. So yeah, she's laid a little bit in this top. I'm sorry, this is a medium super on top of here, but she has not laid much in the top of here. Now I don't want to put an excluder on them yet. I don't want to put an excluder on them yet. I want them to actually eat this honey out of here. These bees are not going to be fed anymore. Because they still have plenty. Probably didn't need to feed what I fed there last week, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 in the top of this one. Didn't really need to feed them, but I kind of wanted to get them turned on a little bit, thinking that there's a little bit of a flow, so that's why I gave them some pollen patty and some sugar syrup to kind of get them, kind of wake them up a little bit. Don't have to do that, just the way I do it. Whew. You know what, that's heavy. Being that this is a single deep, wow. Can you see that? Right here. Dark, sticky. Throw that out there. They'll clean that up. I don't know where she's at. And I want to clean the top of these frames off a little bit. And my hive tool's sticky. Keeping a real close eye out for her. I'm not trying to kill bees, but it does happen accidentally. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to disturb these girls in this bottom. I can look right down in that frame right there, and she has got, well, you know what? Everybody's excited for bee season, right? It's important not to get overly excited. Woohoo! Important to not get overly excited. Start tearing things to hell and back again, but lots of pollen. Well, that's a good pollen frame. Wow, that's a good pollen frame. Okay. Gently. And yep, I've got eggs. Look at that. Nice. I've got eggs on both sides, so she's going to town. Awesome. Now what we'll have to do is we'll have to be very careful, being that this is a single deep. She got anything on over there? Oh, yeah. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Okay. The good thing is she's got this laid up. She's got eggs everywhere. She does have eggs everywhere. Oh, look at that. You tell me what color that queen is, and you tell me if she made it through winter. How about that? Can you see her? Heck yeah. That's cool. That's it. Thank you, girls. Good job. Okay, where's my tool? Look at that. I pulled her out of there and they got a little rowdy. And the fact that I slapped my hands. Come on. Yeah, there's before I smash you. A little pellet in there. Okay. Honestly, this has got a ton. It's got a ton of food on it, so I'm going to slide that this way. Face the food towards her brood. Okay. Whew. Calm down a little here. A little behind the ears. Whew. We'll let her lay up in there a little bit. It's okay. And then I want them to eat the rest of that honey out of there what I really want them to do. And what I'll do when we get to that point, I'll go ahead and I'll put a queen excluder in there. We'll let that brood hatch out, and then she will go on and not do anything in the top box other than put some honey in. Feed the ants. Gotta feed the ants. There's plenty of ants, that's for sure. Okay. Let's get our wax picked up here. Put it over here in a big ball. See that? We're 3 for 3. Alright. Moving on to the next. Alright, we're going for hive number 4. This is the hive that seems a little weak, but they are bringing in tons of pollen, so they suck their bucket down. Okay, give them a little warning shot. This is marked SW61, so means that we'll have caught this swarm up in our swarm boxes up there. Swarm trap, whatever you want to call it. Put them in here. 6-1, and it's written in blue, so that's 2025. Now the other day when I put their sugar or their syrup on, and I took the lid off to take the reflectix off, there was a lot more sugar down in here than that. Pollen patty, and a beetle. So just take care of that over there. They're bringing in tons of pollen, so I'm not really worried about that right now. We will set their sugar off to the side. We'll see what they got going on. I gotta make a mental note that I need to get some beetle traps put in here. I have some beetle traps, I just gotta put them in. Yeah, they barely even had that. Now I haven't moved that. Okay, just for everybody wondering how the propolis works, I have not moved that since fall. That has not been off of there. Okay, there's propolis at the end of there. I just grabbed that and it pulled right off. Okay. So this is the one that I'm slightly concerned that they don't have a queen, because there is not, even though they are bringing in pollen, there is not a whole lot of bees in the top of this thing. And if I don't find any capped brood, so there's capped honey. No eggs. Yeah, I know. There's nothing on that side, but I'm not going to say I set them up for disaster. Woo! Well, somebody got me under the armpit. Yeah. Just throw that on the ground anywhere. It'll be alright. God, I hate that. I like bees. I hate getting stung, but phew. Okay. Wow. That's incredible. Still no eggs, but they haven't hardly ate anything in their top box. Most of that's probably syrup. I mean, the cells are nice and clean and ready. There's a little cup. Nothing they can really do with it. There's no eggs. That's a heavy frame. Oh, there we go. There's some eggs. They're laid down in them big little drone cells. One egg per cell. Ooh, I'm actually getting a little warm. Oh boy. I don't remember that. That's an absolute disaster. Look at that disaster. Oof. Look at that frame. Oh boy. There's bees underneath. See, now that's a scary frame because if there is a queen, wow. If there is a queen, she could be underneath of this stuff. They did that because the next frame was not pulled out very far. I'm not going to... Yeah, I remember this top box was a hodgepodge. Yeah, it was a hodgepodge. I think I might just flip that one around. Well, it's too early for me to really mess with that frame a whole lot. I've seen a few eggs, but not much. And just as a little bit of a reference, the first year I put a swarm in this exact spot. The second year, this is a swarm from last year. Although both years they've made it through the winter, they never really do real good, or too good. And I'm pretty sure that they got a new queen. I marked it swarm, but I don't remember if I... That's just a disaster frame too. Boy, they're terrible at making comb. They're going to need a little work. Now, some more of that calming smoke. They have plenty of honey in there, and I'd rather them eat that than dry sugar. So, out with the dry sugar. Lower your down here a little bit. point to it. Well, maybe they're just in the bottom. Maybe they just don't like that top because it's a hodgepodge of stuff going on. Oh, yeah. A little bit of weight, for sure. Okay. I know why it's a hodgepodge, because this hive was, I think we actually got honey off this swarm. To be honest with you, I think we did. I think we got honey off of them last year because they were a single deep. They were a single deep. Is what they were. Another one that's going to be glued. Tons of propolis, which makes sense. They're going to have the genetics. They're going to have those genetics to coat the inside of trees. Nothing yet, folks. Yeah, they've got sugar syrup they put in the bottom. They must have just sucked that down and thrown it in the bottom. No eggs. So who knows where them eggs came from in the top. Well, hold on a minute. Spoke too soon. I did. I spoke too soon. Both sides of this frame. Yeah. Not completely laid up. Okay. Okay. All right. Ooh, this next one's got something going on. Whoop, easy. Easy, easy. Ooh, come on now. Oh. Well, that's a good feeling. We've got larvae. I've got some eggs. Larvae, eggs, cat brood. And you know what? They've barely even eaten. Which just tells me they're just a little slow to build. Look at that. That's respectable. Both sides. Yeah. Shoot, yeah. I'll take it. I will take it. How about this next one? Oh yeah, that'll work. There she is. She's running around on there. He's there. Yeah. Yeah. How about that? All right. Well, lady, we'll leave you alone. Put her in there nice and gently. How about that? Well, I wasn't expecting much in there. Ended up with a nice surprise. How about that? I'm not big on surprises, but that surprise, I will take that surprise all day long. Yeah? Okay. How about that? Well, we will just have to deal with them hodgepodge of wonkiness. That's where we need it. This is a plywood box, yeah, okay. So this box is going on 3 seasons. They're holding up okay. Even the bottom boards, they're starting to swell a little bit. They'll have to be eventually swapped out, but I'm going to try from here on out to just do solid wood. I know that's empty, but no, I don't like putting those on top like that. I should have brought more bricks with me. Did not do it. Okay, pick up my wax here. Alright, we got one more in this row. Alright, I'm going to give you a little different angle on this last one. Remember, this hive has had multiple queens, made a good bit of honey last year for us. I mean, for our first honey season, I think it was okay. But man, they're always mean. They suck down their bucket. What I might do with these ones that suck down their bucket, I might go back through here and go ahead and put the plugs back in the top. Because so far the amount of honey that I'm still seeing inside, I'm happy with. Let's start from this side this time. Okay. Try not to bust a frame. Now these wooden frames, I think most of these, or all these wooden frames, are going on their 3rd season. Now that looks like crap. I know it looks like crap. I threw it in there as an end frame just because in the fall, just get frames put in there that were hanging out in different places. solid honey. Solid honey. Whew. Wow. They're good honey builders, that's for sure. Solid honey. These ones look a little different, maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, see that? We've got brood, we've got food, we've got larvae. Got to keep the smoke on these ones. Got to keep the smoke on these ones, or they will have us covered. Yeah, there you go. We got brood and food. Brood and food, both sides. And looking for eggs. No eggs on that side. Got lots of larvae. Here's one thing though. She's out of room. She's absolutely packed out. Yeah, they don't need any more food. Now, we have a predicament in this hive. Just like our first hive, she's out of room in the top. So what are we going to do? We're going to see what's going on at the bottom. Meaning that she's out of room to lay. Whoop. Pick that up a little with my hive tool. Smoke in there. Smoke in the crack. Wow. Yeah. See that? Can you see that? Yeah. That comb everywhere. She's out of room. She's just, see all the larvae? She's just putting stuff wherever she can put it. It's critical that we get these bees smoked down really well. before I start scraping this stuff off. And watch very closely. Okay, clean that up. Okay. Now we're not necessarily going to reverse the boxes. We're going to do a little bit of diagnostics, as we call it here. Well, that frame's trying to come apart. Okay. Keep them calm, because this is a point where this hive loves to go nuts. Well, tons of food, some open cells, tons of food and open cells. Wow. You see all that pollen in there? Hey, we got some eggs. All right. Yes, we do. I like that. Which way was that in there, though? Eggs would be towards the center. Huh. Well, we left a little gift for them in here last summer, and I never got it out. There we go. There's some eggs. Oh, yeah, eggs. Here, take a look. Nice. Not a lot. We got eggs on both sides. So that's cool. I don't think they need our cup there, do we? Nice bright white is what we're looking for. Lots of eggs. Yeah. I like to get that sun behind me. If I can get that sun just right behind me, when you hold this like this, and you can maybe see it on the camera, it really shows, and you can really see how nice and white that her brood is. Okay. Both sides. Alright, so she's probably here somewhere, so be careful. So you know what that means? She was smart enough Ooh. It's a light frame, but you know what? It's completely laid up with eggs. And then you've got some capped larvae there. Yeah, we've got a little cup there. No big deal. So she, yeah, all right, smart little gal. She said to heck with it. I'm full on top. I'm gonna go ahead and move down to the bottom. Okay. You know what, gal? That's a-okay with me. Now, you see that one right there? Got its butt up in the air. So you know what that means. I've now been marked. They have marked their target. Let's see if we got any eggs on this one. Nope. We got food, which is fine. Lots of food. Get that sun down in there to see that. Alright. I've seen all I need to see. I don't need to reverse the boxes. She already took care of that for me. She decided she was going to go in the bottom where there was room and do some laying. Which is what we want her to do. I mean, that would be textbook, as they call it. Okay, well, woo. Getting a little rowdy. Not bad, honestly, not like they usually do. Okay. So as they eat this food out of the top, she'll come up there and start laying. I'm gonna go get me a plug and I'm gonna plug these holes. 2 more hives to go. We're 5 for 5 so far in our checks today. Like I said, I got 2 more. I'm gonna grab the plugs, put them in these holes. I'll see you over at the last 2. Nice and tight. All right, well, last 2 hives. Don't forget, this lady here is the one we're gonna really keep a close eye on. Maybe try to graft some queens off of her this this spring or summer for our splits. I want to be able to split all 7 of these and make 7 nukes out of them, grow them up for fall, and hopefully by fall get them into some single deeps for winter. Maybe. Sounds good anyway. So let's go ahead and get through these last 2 and see what we're working with. Okay, so I've got some wild guard bees over here at me, coming at me. These ladies have got some pollen coming in as well. They did not eat all their syrup yet, which is perfectly fine with me. Okay. I see bees hanging on the lid, so give them all them little numbers. We can go ahead and get rid of this. My lids already have a little bit of a spacer built into them. Remember I was talking about they'll chew on that. They tore the paper all to heck. But they are working on that pollen patty, so we're going to definitely put that back in there since they're kind of a smaller hive. Done with this sugar probably for this year. I did find out last year that if you leave the sugar in a little bit too long and it gets too hot outside, believe it or not, it will melt that sugar and it'll drip down in there and it'll make a nasty syrupy mess. I'm not making that mistake again. I see maple pollen coming in there. Who knows what else? Yep, so this is, oh, they've ate a little bit of honey out of that side, but you know, they haven't really touched that side, which is fine. If I remember right, this honey super here come off of, yes it did, it come off that other single deep over there. This is where it came from. It made 2 supers in the fall, actually of goldenrod honey. This was not, this and that single deep over there. Ooh. This and that single deep over there made this off the goldenrod. So I was actually feeding this single without a super on it, and I was feeding that single over there before or after I took the super off. I can't remember. Okay, they're packing a little bit of pollen in there. So far, nothing eventful up here. It's just the honey that I moved. Like I said, I'm 99% sure that I ended up not feeding that last single deep over there. I fed the double deeps. Oh, well, my glove. Rip my glove somehow. Yeah, this top is just honey, is all it is. But yeah, that single deep over there ended up not feeding it in the fall. And this was the honey that they made on the goldenrod. Okay. So nothing happened in that top box. Now actually, in the fall last year, really could have, if I wanted to, I could have harvested that super and the one on the other deep, the other single deep. Okay, let's get some smoke. Yeah, that was just some yucky comb. Got a little... nothing really going on in there. Okay. Alright. Getting over to the meat and potatoes. Speaking of that, I'm getting hungry. Whew. Plenty of pollen. Some honey on this side. See that pollen? I'm trying to get in the light for you. Okay. Oh yeah. We've got some captive brood, some big white larvae, and we got eggs. Yes, we do. There you go. And on this side, we've got eggs, we've got larvae, we've got captive brood. There you go. Oh yeah. Nice bright white, fat. Nice fat larvae in there. You know what that means? She made it through the winter. And this hive was touch and go for a while in the fall, because it was small. And I had trouble getting the queen to take in here because the queen I had in here was tiny. One of the grafted queens we did, she ended up being really, really small. And I did kind of a last ditch effort, and I killed her. Well, I didn't kill her. I sort of did. Proper term is I pinched her, removed her from the colony, because that's proper management, because she was underperforming and she was too small to really do any good. And threw a Hail Mary and gave this hive a frame of eggs from, I don't even know what hive it was, one of them other hives over there. Just picked one, grabbed a frame that had eggs on it, brought it over here, throwed it in. They made a new queen off of that in the late summer, early fall. She's not laying this one up yet. She's not laying that side up anyways, which is fine. I don't need her to. I don't need her to because she doesn't have enough bees to keep it all warm. So she's only laid up what she can keep warm, which is, you know, there's no use laying eggs all over here if you don't have enough bees to cover everything. Okay? If you don't have enough bees to cover, yeah. So they're just putting some syrup down in there. They've got honey. Yeah, yeah. We'll slide her back together. I see no issues. I don't see any issues there. She's not getting her dry sugar. But they are going to get their pollen patty back because no use of wasting it. Lay it on top like that, right above her cluster. And throw this on top of here. You know, technically, if we wanted to, we could harvest that, but I really want them to eat that. Put my beetle trap back in here. I'll have to look back through my videos. I'm 99% sure we did not feed that single deep in the fall with these supers on top. I know we did feed them a small amount of syrup when they were pulling out comb, because these were actually mostly empty new frames. So I know I fed them while they were pulling some of the wax out, and then I stopped feeding them when the goldenrod started, and there was no syrup in any of the super frames. We just used the syrup to help pull out wax. They really don't even need this bucket. But that's okay. But yeah, what we'll probably do is take them out and feed them back to the bees. Maybe. We'll just have to see how it goes. There. That there. All right. They've got plenty of food. In fact, they've got enough food for everybody. All right, last one. All right. I think I got you set where you can see. Yeah, okay. So I can see they have a little bit of syrup left here. Just got her glued down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful bunch of bees. Look at that. Now if I tap in the top of one of them other hives over there, them queens just tear me up. This queen don't care. Again, I know I talk a lot about this queen. She builds a beautiful white comb too. Look at that. Ain't that pretty? Beautiful white comb. See what's going on in here. Yep. Eggs. Look at that pattern. Brood in the center. Food along the edge, honey on the outer edges. I'm pretty sure if you open up a textbook, open up a book and type in good looking bee frame, that's going to pop up. Look at them, they're just calm. They're checking me out, but they're not going wild. Yep. Looks great. Looks great. Now, you know, I can even blow on them and they just move out of the way. There's some eggs in there, yep. Oh, that's great. Ooh, that's a heavy frame. Food. How about that? They're not hurting for food, are they? I don't think I really needed to feed any of these hives. But I did. But I did. Now, what we got here? Man, that's an open. Sorry, bee. Look at that. That's perfectly open. And the next one is open. You know, she's not going to lay out there right now. That's just honey. And we'll flip that around. This is going to go, because it is solid, full. It's going to go on the edge. edge to lay. But she will go from that one to that one and lay. Like that. Yep. And then this one is a good one too. So let's see. I'm not going to reverse her boxes quite yet. I don't remember what she had here. Oh, heavy. That's what she has here, is heavy. Just food. And then there's some brood on that one. You know, the bees can't move these frames around by themselves. Now, you don't want to go being crazy manipulating these, but that will give her a frame there. And make sure that I did this right. Put the honey to the outside, open frames to the inside towards where she's already got eggs. Okay, so we put one there that was on the outside, pulled out, faced it in, and one over here on the outside of her current brood nest area. And that should just give her a little bit of assistance. I'm not going to go into the bottom on her because I believe she's got enough room. We're going to put her beetle trap back. That. And that. Okay. There we go. Let that pool vacuum. You can smell that hive alive in there. Nothing fancy. 1-to-1 sugar syrup. Actually, this is probably a little bit thinner than 1-to-1. So 10 pounds. 2 10-pound bags of sugar in a 5-gallon bucket, and then fill the rest up with water. Water goes to the very top edge. Mix that up. I do 1 cap full of Hive Alive, so I just use the cap. 1 cap full of Hive Alive in that solution per gallon. So that's probably 5.5 gallons that's actually in there, and I put 5 capfuls in there. Helps preserve that syrup, gives them some added nutrients, and that thymol in there is good for everything. So yeah, that's my 1-to-1 sugar syrup. So overall, 7 out of 7 hives all have brood, eggs, queens, bees, of course. Everybody's looking good. Hopefully next time I see you will be when we might put a couple honey supers on. The time is getting close. The sun is warm. I'm actually sweating a little bit today, which is good, which is real good. I've got 2 swarm traps set up there, just the ones I've used past few years. It's just some plywood boxes I built with a bottom and a hole in the middle. There's a brood frame, old brood frame in each one. We'll see if we can catch another bundle of bees. That's all I got for today. I'm getting hungry. The sun's getting a little lower in the sky, but we did gain an hour in the evening, so that's a good thing. Thanks for watching. Keep on watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.